Welcome to the Roguelike Rumbles. This is session 0 for our first game of season 3. We are so excited to get started. For anyone who at this point is just joining us for the first time, I am Sarah, also known as Lady Destiny, the Sorceress Supreme of this endeavor. And I will be running today's session 0, where you will be meeting the players and the Dungeon Master for our first game again of our 3rd season. We are so excited about that. So, players, could you all please roll initiative? It's my absolute favorite thing to do, top of the deck. Anyone in the 20 to 15 range? Wow. Good start. Anyone 15 to 10?
10.
Woo!
12.
Yay!
Rachanee, it's a race to the bottom. Let's go.
Oh, golly. You first.
Ooh.
5!
Hey.
Wow.
Look at us, single digits.
Incredible. All right. Well, you know what? In some ways, this does make good sense. For this is not, in fact, your initiative for battle. This is how fast did you get to the Roguelike Tavern? Because we are once again returning to the wonderful kingdom of Las Asimas, a magical world so like our own, but a little sidestep over and filled with magic. And there in the center of the Lowland Lee is every adventurer's favorite tavern, the Roguelike Tavern. And so, Chadriel, I have to ask, are you just frequenting the tavern these days, or are you returning after some missions away?
So my frat brothers were not happy that I lost. They were not impressed. They were not psyched. There were some, they used the word repercussions, but does not sound nice. So we had what they called a training montage, and we have upped and bettered ourselves. So yeah, I'm mostly here because everyone here is so nice. Everyone here is like really nice. It's great. I love it. The vibes here are immaculate. The drinks are flowing. Everyone is beautiful. Why would I not be here?
And that remind me, you are attending, what was it, the Universitas Scholas Compendium or something like that?
Yeah.
USC. And
Yeah.
what frat was that you belong to?
That's such a great question. We'll call it a Sigma Kappa Nu.
Sigma Kappa Nu, love it.
Yeah.
A frat known for its long history of paladins, frat boys in
Yep.
general.
Yeah, lots of paladins. Bunch of differents are made there.
Sure. So we'll assume you're hanging out at the Roguelike Tavern just after opening. Crowd is pretty light. Where are you sitting at the bar?
I'm sitting probably like in the middle, because then I can see everyone come in and I can move to wherever the nearest person is.
Oh, for sure. So probably then one of the tables, not the booth, because you don't want to like get stuck
Yeah.
at the booth.
Oh, that would stink.
And even though the bar is mostly empty, you've got Stitches, our favorite teal-haired tiefling, behind the bar, you know, wiping down some glasses. Could you describe yourself as if any of your fellow compatriots were here at the bar? What would they see?
They would see me, Chadriel. I'm about 5'8" on a great day. I'm average height. I'm coming in tight at a heavy 140 pounds. I'm high elf. I got my dad's hair, my mom's eyes, which is blonde and blue. And I'm wearing my what they call, I guess, like, people call it like a capsule wardrobe, but I just call it, I wear the same clothes every day because making choices is hard. I wear like a blue shirt. I have my gym shorts on because you never know when you gotta get your gains in. And I have my sneakers because you never know when you're gonna run.
Yeah, we never skip leg day.
No.
So we can't be rooting for each other, right? I can't want Chadriel to
I
win
know, I
above
can't.
all else, right? That's not on the table.
Look, if you buy a drink and then you give your tokens to Chadriel for health
Might
potions
happen.
and lair actions, like,
Honestly, might happen.
I'm not gonna stop you. Incredible. So Chadriel, are you drinking?
Yes, I am.
What are you drinking?
I just asked the bartender. I trust bartender's judgment. I know where my limits are. So I just asked, I like beer. What would you recommend? I like them when they are lighter. I don't like them when they are like a chocolate milk color. I don't like that.
I think Stitches will just say to you like, "Oh, I know you, Chadriel. Let me get you an IPA," which in Las Asimas would be like, I don't know, uh, in Indarial Pale Ale. I have to make a new region of the map. Indarial, put it on the map. Um, she hands you something light and foamy, and that's all that matters to you.
It is gone in 10 seconds.
Incredible. So while you're waiting, you're not waiting long before the door swings open. And Kai, could you please describe who walks in?
A maybe 5 foot tall, wet, sopping step enters as you hear claws on the floorboards. And this figure wearing a very big cape that seems to be dripping, like actively. And it has this weird kind of chlorine smell, too, that comes in with him. And a small crocodile person comes in wearing a soggy swamp cape and a wizard hat. Oh, no, it's not a wizard hat. Excuse me. It is a pirate hat with a wizard point. And a feather, obviously. And they come in and they look around, kind of predatory-like. And then a little jump scared, they kind of just scutter up to the bar. They don't actually, like, nothing startles them, but it's like they hear some percussive music, very excitable music in their head as they kind of come up and hop onto the bar stool like they're in, you know, a vaudeville show or something. And their little feet kind of dangle and, yeah.
Incredible. So you will see there a medium build, 5'5", teal-haired tiefling, who will come over and introduce herself and say, "Hey, I'm Stitches. Are you one of our rumblers?"
Hello, yes, my name is Rivers. I've come here for a rumble.
Oh, wonderful. Well, we're delighted to have you. Do you need some napkins, paper towels? You just look a little wet there. Was it raining?
Where I'm from, it's always a little damp.
Sounds like a good Friday night. Can I get you anything?
Yes, do you have any pineapple juice?
Well, yeah, for the cocktail. Hang on, yeah. Do you want ice in that or no ice?
Yes.
Okay, great. Put like 3 cubes of ice because she wasn't sure if that was a yes on ice or a no on ice. Or use some pineapple juice that is usually used to like mix up. Is it Mai Tais that has pineapple in it? I can't drink pineapple, so I don't know.
Yeah, my taste of pineapple.
Brilliant, great. And she'll slide you a kind of cold pineapple juice. Here you go. I think one of the other competitors is here. Hey, Chadriel. Kind of like wave.
What's up, Stitches?
We're so glad you're back. But Rivers, it was.
Yes.
Great. So, I think they're waiting on like 2 more, and then they'll come like gather you up, and you'll go do like the paperwork and the introductory stuff and all that good things. So, you just feel free to sit wherever, and we'll be right with you. Wonderful. Love that. Gross. So y'all are waiting, we'll say probably about like 20 to 30 minutes. You know, the traffic in Las Asimas is always bad. Ever since Bug took over running the I-10 Hells, that highway has just been trash. You know, he's just not quite living up to his father's expectations yet. Traffic, heinous, hellish, really. But coming in next, Amalia walks in, and could you please describe yourself as you enter the bar?
Of course, as I walk in, and I always scope everything out. It's just kind of a habit I have, and I shake off my long blue dress, the dust off of it, and as I do that, my hood falls back. I have a nice shimmery half cloak as well, and the hood falls back. I know I'm a wood elf, but I don't come from the tall line of wood elves. I too am short, but my boots give me extra height, which is nice. always wear a nice pair of boots. And yes, it's nice to be back. I haven't been back here in a few months. It looks pretty much the same to me.
Brilliant. So as you walk in, are you headed to the bar, to the table?
If I could just, I would rather be by myself in a booth and just kind of sit back and observe the world if the server wouldn't mind bringing me something, unless I'm supposed to pick it up at the bar first.
Well, thing in this universe we haven't figured out yet, but I'm sure there's some kind of sending stone QR code that you could just order right from your table and have whatever
I could send up a
brought
flare.
Sure, yeah. Tiny magical flare. Little prestidigitation goes off at the table. And what do you order to drink?
I need chocolate, either a chocolate stout or a chocolate milkshake.
Well, great. I think
Extra thick, either way.
I think if you make that request of Stitches, she'll just be like, chocolate stout it is. We do not have chocolate milk. Although I guess we could grind up one. I'm just going to get you a stout. That's going to be so much better. Anyway, so she'll run off, get you a stout. Are you sitting at a different table than Chadriel, or did you sit down with our paladin already there?
Wait, is Chadriel in a booth? I thought Chadriel was at the...
Chadriel's in it. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you say booth?
I'm at the bar. I'm at the bar.
Oh.
I'm sitting down. You know what? I'm sitting where it's most social.
Misunderstood.
It's
so
okay.
You at the bar then, and you are at a table.
Yeah, so we'll say I'm at a booth at the opposite end, but I still want to be able to see most of the area.
Fair enough. Great. So everybody's sitting separately and not talking to one another as you all continue to
I'm
wait.
shy.
So you're shy, Chad? I don't believe it. Not for a minute. You all contemplate the battle ahead as you wait. Last, certainly not least.
Larjeshkmindiac?
Yeah.
Blowing the doors open, an 8-foot-tall crystal dragonborn pushes his way into the building. Yes, hello, Larjeshkmindiac is here. You're welcome.
Subdued!
Thank you. Oh, it is such a far drive from the Hazelwood Hills. It's crazy. Oh, hello, friends. Hello, everyone. Hello, denizens. Larjeshkmindiac will saunter over to the bar. Yes, hello. I will take. You have a cocktail menu?
Yeah. Here you go. Stitches will hand you a little kind of wrinkled menu. It's been well worn.
Lula, read it for me, please. And a little pseudo dragon will crawl from inside of his robes onto the bar, scan the menu, come and whisper into his ear, and go, delicious. All right, I will take the Ray of Frost. It looks delicious, and I will take that. Thank you so much.
Oh, you are so welcome. Cool.
Who is paying for me? Would like to pay for Larjeshkmindiac.
You're paying for you unless somebody volunteers. As she goes off to make it.
I've never paid for anything in my life. That is so silly.
I can call my dad and maybe he can send me money if you forgot something.
Oh my god, do you have father problems too?
Oh, no, I love my dad. He's great.
Oh, I love my dad too, but he is like a total dragon.
Oh, my dad's an elf.
Understood. Yeah, cool. That's different.
So you get a cocktail made for you. I have yet to hear anyone truly volunteer to pay for it, so we're gonna assume that's going on your bill unless Chadriel picks up for you.
All right, I will owe you because I do not have my inheritance yet, but when I win the Rumble, then I will get my inheritance and I can start my own horde, and then I will pay you from the horde. Okay, so it's an IOU. Inevitably, when I have won the Rumble. Okay, wonderful doing business.
Great. Cool. Stitches just kind of walks away from this like somebody's gonna make him pay because it's not me. Somebody's gonna make. This is not my job. We'll just send our bugbear after him if needed. So you all have a couple of minutes to start your drinks, but then eventually from a kind of a back office area, a tiny little halfling woman appears. She's got very frizzy hair that's all kind of knotted up in a little bun, and as she walks in, she kind of looks like she's got a little clipboard and she's kind of doing math, and she goes, "Oh great, everyone's here. My rumblers, if you just come here, come this way. And you all are ushered into a back office with a little woman who introduces herself as Solita. And she just says, "Oh, I'm so delighted you all are here. I see some familiar faces. You know how this goes." And she starts handing out papers. And for my new folks, here you go. These are your binding contracts. They, of course, bind you to a fight to the death, and everybody will, in fact, die. But we will, of course, as always, have our absolutely finest clerics and paladins on hand, and they will resurrect you when you when the battle's over, not like during the battle, because that wouldn't be fair. But as soon as it's over, resurrections for everyone. So the death is not binding, but the contracts are. You must, of course, fight to the death. And you will be recorded. You know, we're still airing on everybody's hobs, which you all, as residents of this world, know as home orbs. And that's how the rumbles are, of course, broadcast to all of Las Asimas. And speaking of, we will, of course, have your little initial display of skill recorded once we go downstairs. So you all just go ahead and sign those and then pass them back. Just like a substitute teacher energy. I'm
Rivers
assuming
definitely chews on his a little before signing it.
Yeah, you can read through it. It is a lengthy parchment with many legal clauses.
Does not read, just signs and hands it back.
Silently mouthing words. What does this mean?
Yeah, no, it's okay, Chad.
I can read it for you.
It is in const. I'll have my mom look at this.
Remember,
Is your
Chad,
mom a dragon?
No, she's my mom.
Is your mom a dragon? You have to tell me if she is.
No,
I might know her.
Oh, that'd be like so sick. I like to think I'm like 1/16th dragon or something, because like I don't know how I became the coolest member of my family. But no, my mom's an elf.
That's different.
I'm getting distracted from my contract because I want to see. I'm totally going to butcher your character's name. You know what I'm trying to say.
What? Yeah,
Sir,
yeah.
I'm
You
just
mean
so
me?
I'm so curious about your pet, your friend.
Oh, this is Lula. She's my assistant.
Oh, assistant.
Yeah, she is my personal assistant.
Do you compensate her, or how did she become
What?
your assistant?
No, my father, Yardrashthalathrax, was like, she hatched, and then he was like, okay, you need to be assistant to my son for you as you mature into a dragon. Every one of my brothers and sisters has their own sort of like Lula. You of course know my family, right? Yarjesharath, Yarjesharan, Yarjesharax, Yarjeshalorn, Yarjeshkmindiac. Those are my 4 brothers, half-brothers, and then my sister is Yarjeshkmindiac. It's fun because all of our names start with a Yarjesh.
Okay, I've got to ask a history question. Is there any reason anyone would know your family?
I think the father of I think Yardrashalathrax is a real, actual, possibly ancient dragon who would live in this area. I think everyone else is like reality star status at best.
I was gonna say, because if you're from Hazelwood Hills, so your dad's probably actual famous ancient dragon, probably part of why there's literally generational wealth in them
Yes.
hills.
Yes.
Great.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Everyone else, Kardashian level fame.
Fantastic. So if anyone else in the room wants to roll a history check on whether or not you actually know any of these people,
Do it. Why not?
we'll say
Yeah.
We're running history on everybody else, or just
on a
Yarjesh.
15 or higher, you know his dad. On a 17
Okay.
or higher, you know any of the siblings.
I rolled a 14. It is barely there.
I rolled a 9. I'm really
Babe.
bad tonight. I know nothing.
Chad, it sounds familiar because you've probably had anything that featured his siblings or his dad, like on in the background of frat parties, like
Yeah.
on the hobs, you know, just playing
Yeah.
background reality TV.
Uh-huh.
But you didn't absorb it.
Just stare at Yarjeshkmindiac like.
And then you feel,
yeah.
Chadriel, you feel dripping as Rivers has gotten closer to you and is still trying to read what word it was.
At this point, Salita will collect the contracts from you and say, okay, so we're going to head down to the training area, which is where the sorceress running your game will be waiting to meet all of you. I'm actually so delighted about this one. It has been since probably before the Rumble reboot. Any of you who have been following the Rumbles as a patron of the arts or an interested future participant, you might know. Much like in our world, Doctor Who hit a reboot. The Roguelike Rumbles were an ancient tournament that was running under a synod of sorcerers for years until a very flashy mage in particular took over the order and rebooted it for more predominant entertainment and status, and that would be Lady Destiny. So as you head on down to the kind of secret below area of the Rumbles, it's, there's a little sliding side door that takes you down a winding stone staircase. Any of you who have participated before knows that this not only leads to the arena itself, but also to the green rooms and the training room. And so you all enter a kind of fairly sparse training room area. It's got kind of padded floors and walls lined with old weapons racks, and in the center is everyone's favorite little straw stickman dummy. And I have to ask, is there actually another person in this room or not? Markeia, is Ripa waiting for them, or is she going to make an appearance elsewhere?
Oh, Ripa's definitely waiting for them.
Marvelous. Please describe yourself.
When you enter in, you see a close to 7 feet tall tiefling with very muscular, very wearing genteel southern clothing, and has a number of empty champagne flutes around, and is holding one up as you're coming in. Vibrant purple hair and horns coming out of that. Is, well, it's about time everyone got here. I mean, I'm on tiefling time, but y'all went beyond me.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, a couple of them ran into a little bit of traffic, and then we had some struggle with the contracts, but it's okay. We got them all squared away. Did you want to run this, or do you want me to take charge of the skills demo?
You can take charge of the skills demo, but I just want to meet everyone real quick. I want to see them when they're all bright and shiny and undead. Oh, as in undead, but you'll be dead, but not undead as in zombies.
Of course.
So this is Chadriel, yes?
Yes, ma'am. It is a pleasure to meet you. He sticks out his hand like the little gentleman he is.
She accepts it like this, and then looks at you expectantly.
Oh. My lady, there you go.
Such a gentleman. Oh, you are going to do well. Hopefully in the arena, but definitely in live.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, and right here, this is Rivers. Well, hello.
Hello. And Rivers takes off that very peculiar hat, and you all can see that his crocodile scales also have white patches kind of laced in it as he dips his hat extravagantly and bows very low, holding his scaled fingers out.
Ripa does a very deep curtsy and then also puts her claws into your claws.
And he just kind of leans over, and it's the most delicate crocodile kiss you've ever seen. And then he just rights himself up, and then he goes back to hunching immediately.
Are you still leaving puddles on the floor out of interest?
Yes.
Because I think you'll notice Salita just doing little prestidigitations to get rid of the water as you go. And I think she'll even say, you must have come from so far. Where did you come from that you are so very damp? Can we get you a towel?
Oh, I'm very sorry. And as he stands back up, he just waves his hand over himself, and he fully uses prestidigitation to stop dripping, and could have the whole time.
Incredible.
Forgive me, I'm from the far south.
Oh, well, we've had other we've actually had champions from further south as well. Do you mind me asking whereabouts?
The swamplands of Dismayland.
Oh! Papillon's from there! You two might have...
I don't think we're that acquainted.
No.
And Rivers says this with a bit of bite.
You can go ahead and make a perception check if you want. And or history, if you want to add on another layer.
Oh, they're the same. I'm gonna say history. So that's gonna be a dirty 20.
Marvelous. I think being where you're from, you might actually know at this point, Papillon is notorious, having been a champion and a participant of several games, and is also currently wanted for murdering some of the higher ups in King Mikey's kingdom. So probably not on the same circles as you, but someone you'd probably know of by notoriety at this point.
It's probably very clear to everybody that Rivers does not agree with that course of action.
Fair enough.
Ripa reads the room and very gently inserts herself into the between the eyes of both and be like, well, I do have to say that Mana's alone, and then also with you have a genteel presence about yourself. I feel like you are someone to be reckoned with in the ring, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you do, Rivers.
Thank you, my lady.
And you are Amalia. Did I say that correctly?
Yes. And I kind of look at Chadriel and Rivers, and I'm not sure, am I supposed to curtsy or bow? I just kind of end up doing this weird, awkward, half sort of bow curtsy thing. And as I bow over Ripa's hand, which apparently is what we're supposed to do, ooh, is that a genuine ruby? That is really nice.
What is that? Well, yes, it is. Oh, and I got it for a steal. And literally, I stole it.
Oh,
how nice of you to notice.
Girl, we'll have to chat later.
Oh, indeed we will. I know all the best places, and of course you get a wonderful 5 claw discount.
Oh, after my own heart.
And now you're a mermaid.
Yes, it is Larjeshkmindiac.
Yes.
You're welcome. And he puts his claw out in the same way that everyone else had kissed hers.
Ripa takes a sip of the champagne in her hand and goes, "Oh, nice there," and pats you on the top and be like, "I'm so glad you could be here, Yard House." So
Larjeshkmindiac.
Yes, yummy in my tummy. So with one of the things I wanted to make sure to meet all of our champions, because that is what you are, each and every one of you. But there will be a champion that stands amongst the champions. And one thing that I just wanted to make sure that all of you knew is that no matter what, there is an opportunity in the future for you to shine your light in a different way. I am saying that because yes, you are all champions, and there should be one champion that stands amongst you all. But in my heart, all of you are winners. She downs her champagne flute, except for the 3 that lose.
Oh, sorry, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
On that note, if you're happy, Ripa, I will take it from here. We'll get just a quick little skills demo and get everyone to their green rooms.
Oh, I can't wait to see what you have to show. Don't show it all now. Leave us wanting more.
I'm kind of getting... Do we need to set you up on a blind date after this? Because I have some options I've been thinking about for you specifically.
Oh, well, I'm Polly and Pan, so there's all the options.
Great! We'll talk after. Anyway, in the meantime, I'm just trying to brush hair out of her face. Here we go. So it's just that little guy in the middle. Whoever wants to go first, all you have to do is attack it once. So there's a little straw man in the middle. He's got little stick arms. He's got a little wobbly stuffed hay head and a little stuffed hay body. Who wants first dibs?
Can I roll for perception to see if there's a catch?
Sure. Yeah.
I just feel a little,
Sure, of
not
course.
sure. Let's see
Yeah.
here.
After
Oh
you
my
roll,
gosh.
Chadriel will step forward when you're done.
My roll sucked tonight, 6.
Oh no.
As far as you can tell, it is just a little straw guy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Chadriel,
so,
what are
yeah,
you doing?
I did stuff with my sword last time, but I've been working on something, and I kind of wanted to show you all if that's okay, obviously.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Thanks,
Show us your
dude.
swordplay. Do your things.
Oh, okay. So, I can do swords and stuff, but I also learned this spell, and I got really good at it. And it's gonna produce guiding bolt, but I think he starts to dribble it like a basketball. And Chadriel recently watched Space Jam 2, and it impacted him a lot.
And by Space
so-
Jam 2, you mean literally just March Madness last year, the Rumble, where we had Air Bud on the
Yeah.
floor.
Yeah, pretty much. That was a religious experience, actually. So yeah, Chadriel has this guiding bolt and is kind of like it's very poorly passing it between the legs, but it's it's endearing. And then after kind of like doing some basketball tricks, he's gonna at the straw man in the center of the room.
Incredible. Make your
All right.
ranged spell attack.
Yeah. Sick. That's a 24. That's a 24 for guiding bolt.
Incredible.
Mhm.
So you all watch some pretty slick moves from Chadriel, like dribbling between the legs with magic, in moves you've probably never seen before in your life. And then as the light flares towards the straw man, I'm gonna guess it pretty much explodes it. But go ahead and roll me that 4d6 of radiant damage.
Oh, sure, yeah, I will. Okay, so that's 18 radiant damage.
Yeah. So in a spectacular burst of light, this straw and stick little guy in the center just implodes. Truly spectacular, just fireworks. And yeah, Salita is just applauding wildly.
Oh, thanks. That's so nice of you all. Thank you so much.
Chadriel, way to kick it off with a bang.
I know, that was
Thank
really
you.
you are growing up so fast. I'm so impressed.
Oh, thank you. Who wants to go next?
So as you shuffle off blushingly, Salita
Yeah.
will just pull out her little wand and resurrect the straw man. You all watch as he magically flies back together.
Woo!
Thank you. It's my favorite. He's just a little guy. Who's next?
I'll go.
Marvelous.
And Rivers kind of steps forward and again does that strange straightening up. Still only 5 feet tall. He doesn't get taller. But as he does, his tail begins to stomp out a beat. And he just goes bum ba bum ba bum ba bum ba bum ba bum, and then swings his hands out and a rapier appears out from his soggy cape. And as it does, you can hear the music continue even though he stops singing. And suddenly he moves with strange grace and almost like there's a shimmer around him as he spins towards this straw man and is going to try and lance it with his rapier.
By all means, go ahead and roll for me.
That's an 18.
Still pretty good. So as this little jaunty tune continues somewhere in the ethereal sounds around you all, you watch as this tiny, I wouldn't say necessarily imposing, but somehow suddenly fierce gator person strikes with very clean precision straight to the center of the straw man. I think you know instinctively not to go for the heart, for there is no heart on a straw guy, but rather you go right for the dead center where the two sticks connect, and you pierce it through in a way that like breaks the little straw guy, and he just kind of flops over.
He's slain many a broom.
Yeah, go ahead and roll damage on that just to see how badly you break him.
That is a 7 piercing.
Yeah, so the form of it is still there, but it's definitely like almost fallen in half because you have shattered that center binding point. At which point Salita again applauds and goes, "Oh, maybe not as spectacular, but very pointed attacks are sometimes better in the Rumble.
And then
And that
Rivers
was
just
a beat
salutes.
to die for.
Why, thank you. I brought it from my home.
Oh, wonderful. Well, unless you wanted to do anything else to finish him off.
I'll leave that to the others.
Fair enough.
And they sheath their rapier and just kind of like hunch back over and kind of scuttle back.
Scuttle back with your cloak wrapped around you. Wonderful. So she'll once again repair the straw man, and that leaves 2 competitors left. Who wants to go next?
Now, I have a question. Is that the only point on the dummy that's weak?
The point. So, are you asking this of me as DM or of Salida?
Kind of both.
I think just perception-wise, that's actually probably one of the stronger points of it because it was the joint connecting it. But it is ultimately a pretty weak little guy. It looks. I would say the weakest point would probably be where like the chest bag connects to the head bag.
Can I steal that?
Tell me how you steal it.
I'm just hearing that song, the chest bag connects to the head bag. But wherever that point is, I mean, I know you guys are all watching and everything, and I could just attack it, but I don't know, I just don't trust it. It looks so shifty, the way it keeps falling apart and coming back together. So something about this doesn't sit right with me, and I would rather just put a quick, decisive end to this thing.
Yeah, I think if you make like a sleight of hands check, we could say you approach it and you basically like pull the stitching out of it.
Okay.
In a way that would sever head from body. So if you want to go ahead and make, we'll say sleight of hands of 16. If we're doing this in a spectacularly showy way, and anything higher than a 12 means you do it, but everybody definitely sees what you're doing.
I actually got a 16, 10 plus 6, so.
Marvelous. So you all watch Amalia kind of, I guess I'll leave this up to you. Would you say your approach is very much kind of a grounded stealth, or more of a lithe and graceful approach on the dummy?
Well, I do have my cloak, and it's been a while, but I believe that helps me either with stealth or I haven't actually looked this up in a while. So we'll just say for now, using my magic cloak, you guys just kind of don't pay attention to what I'm doing.
Despite the fact that you volunteered to go next, somehow you all just kind of forget that you were supposed to be watching this. And then suddenly there's like maybe the barest whisper of a sound, and suddenly the head of the dummy is on the floor, and you all just see Amalia standing there with just a little string which had tied the two together, held delicately in her fingers.
Oh.
That is genuinely horrifying, and now I have no dummy to attack, so I can't show my skills.
I literally looked away to refill my drink, and you devastated it.
I give you the string. I present you the string as a, here you go, ma'am. It's a gift.
Why, thank you. I'm astounded.
Well, luckily I can always conjure another string. That's fine.
Oh, I knew that thing was just demonic. That thing is so weird.
Lumayno will just conjure it back together. You know, she may not be head of the Synod of Sorcerers, but she's a fine mage in her own right. She puts, once again, this little stick man together. And that leaves Larjeshkmindiac.
Yes, Larjeshkmindiac, you're welcome. Alright, so, oh boy, combat. Okay, here we go. Prestidigitate a bullseye onto the chest of the creature to really focus his aim, and take out a dagger that he has for sure never used. You can tell it is the sharpest dagger ever. And attempt to just throw it at the bullseye in a way that's like, this person is not a weapon combatant, but I want to see. Let's see if that does anything. Yeah, that's a 7 to hit, which is exactly what I was hoping for. And as the dagger clatters to the floor, you're just going to go, oh, sorry. Open his mouth and exhale a giant plume of radiant energy as his breath weapon explodes forward.
Fantastic. Roll for your breath weapon.
It's technically a
it just
dex save.
Oh, yeah. This thing doesn't have dex. Wouldn't you know it?
Weird. That's
So-
crazy that it can't
Just-
dex save it.
Yeah, it just ignites. And is that what, 2d6?
It is 2d10 for the breath weapon. Let me roll that for you. That is 16 radiant damage.
Incredible. So not quite as spectacularly as Chadriel, but almost. You all watch unsuspectingly as this breath ignites the little dummy in radiant flame, and little singes of hay come flying off. And once again,
Oh, stop. Please stop.
Good show.
Whispers.
Good show.
Oh.
this is
You
gonna
all
be
terrify me.
like fireworks. That's gonna be great.
Excellent. Oh, this is gonna go so well. I can already see people like being little sticks of barbecue. I love barbecue.
Who doesn't? Well,
Delicious.
that's all we needed to see from all of you. Unless Ripa, you had anything else you wanted from the competitors.
I just want you to bring your A game. Because if you don't bring your A game, if you draw back at the penultimate moment, I'll make sure to take care of it for you. And she has this dark energy that just kind of swirls around, and it swirls in her face, and these just do it eyes gleam purple, and then it swoops right back and it's like, oh, whatever.
Very much that moment with Galadriel in the woods. You would have a queen, and then nothing. And so with that, you all are escorted to your green rooms, where you will be waiting the last few hours before the rumble begins. And with
Larjeshkmindiac quickly runs to kiss her hand before he leaves, going, I'm so sorry that I did not realize how crazy. Okay, that's very cool.
She adjusts her coat and level 17 abyssal mind sorceress.
Okay, cool.
And on that note, you all are escorted to your rooms to await the rumble. When we see you next, you will all be live in the Roguelike Tavern, competing to see who will be our first champion of season 3. We're so I'm so genuinely hyped. I would explode. We're so excited to get our third year going. So pleased to have the 4 of you and our fabulous DM to kick it off. And for you who have watched, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you at the Roguelike Tavern March 13th, 8 o'clock p.m. or 7 if you want to start questing with us. Goodbye, good night.